Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Campbell, County Judge here in Clay County. And today I want you to meet a new friend of mine that has moved to Clay County. And she is our new doctor here at the Clay County Memorial Hospital, Dr. Margot Zaraga. Did I say that correctly?
I'd rather say Marga
Marga?
Zaraga.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
All right. Very
Marga.
good. Now, your whole name that's not your whole name, though, is it?
It's not, it's Margarita.
Ah, I think I like that one even better. Now, you come to us most recently from Boston, but originally you're from where?
The Philippines, sir. I grew up in Manila, Philippines.
Yes.
Yes, born
And
and raised in
is it
Manila, Philippines.
what's it like in Manila? Is that more rural or what size community is that?
I was a city girl.
Yes.
Yes, my grandfathers and my great grandfathers um, uh, owned lands and agricultural lands, served as mayors in rural areas.
Gotcha.
But with my mother and the generation of my mother, they all went to university in Manila, Philippines. And that's also where I went to university for med school, University of the Philippines.
I
So,
see.
yes,
So,
I'm a city girl through and through until now when I
well,
arrived in Henrietta.
that's quite a switch going from an urban
Yes,
area, especially because when you came to the US, you
yes.
lived in the Boston area.
Yes, Chicago and New York City as well.
Okay.
We started
I've heard of all of it.
yes. I My husband kicked off our journey with his master's in business administration from Kellogg School of Management for Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois. So he got a taste of Chicago's suburban land
Hmm.
as our first home, where we raised our and I birthed my son, my eldest son, who is now 18 years old. There in right in Evanston, Illinois. And shortly after that, I started my own career in Harvard Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, and the story goes on from there.
You've covered a lot of ground. Bottom line is you've covered a lot of ground. Most recently, where was your practice?
Yes, I've worked in a federally health qualified center, sorry, federally qualified health center, FQHC, twice in my life. The most recent one was with Lowell Community Health Center in Massachusetts. And before that, I came full circle. I started as well with University of Massachusetts Medical School in a town called Fitchburg in Massachusetts as an assistant professor of UMass. Now it's called University of Massachusetts Chan Medical School. And my specialty is in family medicine. So I started off as being a teacher, essentially, and lots of adventures in between those two health center jobs. But I am used to the hustle and bustle of a busy practice. Yes.
And that should serve you well now as you've moved to Clay County, Henrietta, USA.
Yes.
Um, how, what brought you to our county? I know
Yes.
we had a search group together and they
Yes.
found you, but what brought you to our county? What is it about Clay County that you wanted to
Well,
call your home?
I really believe in a spiritual connection of sorts. I was actually on vacation leave when I first heard from the recruiter the name of Henrietta, Texas. And I say spiritual connection because I met the leadership of the hospital, and I believe it is a new leadership, new energy, new ideas that is behind more of like a growth mindset and a long term vision. And for all of those things, I don't think you expected this answer, but it's the truest answer.
Certainly.
I was on vacation leave in no other place but Rome, Italy.
Well, sure.
Yes, yes. And I was actually in a very prayerful space. I was with my family. We were seeing all these beautiful sights, but more importantly, my mind was in a prayerful and grateful space. And this very first interview with a wonderful recruiter who introduced me to Henrietta um, found me in that mental space. So when I shocked my family that I was looking, I kept it to myself because we've been in Boston for years. And I kept it to myself because this was going to be a big change. And I knew there
Mhm.
would be responses to it from everyone. But my mother very much summarized it as this: if the decision came in prayer, then that is something that you should pursue. So, and it was not an easy decision. However, just like when you follow a path, the path was lit all the way through, multiple check marks from how it connected with me and my childhood, and the happiest times of my childhood was spent in rural Philippines with my grandfather, who is that famous trial lawyer that inspired me in community service. So I did not become a lawyer, but I am his huge, expansive personality and his commitment to service and how beloved he was by his community just made a big impact on this 4-year-old girl who would ride horses with him, enjoy his motorboats on ponds, um, enjoyed his rice fields. Like I said, Henrietta to me is an opportunity to almost relive and share with my three children the best part of my childhood. So I hope that's a good
That's great.
overview.
That is that
Yes.
that's wonderful. It's kind of a chill bump kind of answer to tell you the truth here. Clay County has a great history of wonderful doctors over the years. Of course, Dr. Greer.
Yes.
We've got Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Guerrero here now with us, and certainly Dr. Berry, whose office you're in now. So we depend on our doctors. It's so very important. Our hospital is so critical to our county because we live a long way. It's a long way from here to medical care, and folks in Clay County need and deserve quality medical care. We're counting on you and your colleagues to provide that. So we're so grateful
Thank
that
you.
you've chosen to be here with us.
Thank you. And I also feel the responsibility of, again, the vision that the hospital board and the executive leadership, it's a small organization compared to places that I've worked with. And
Mm.
so to me, I have the wisdom to know that the small things and the big things are magnified in an organization like this. But I do have to say that the gratitude, love, and welcome of the people of Henrietta and the surrounding communities outshine all the challenges.
Sure.
And so I know that with help and support of people who support the hospital, um, uh, we will succeed in fulfilling that vision slowly but surely. Yes.
No doubt. And of course, rural healthcare is a challenge
Yes.
all across Texas, all across America. But
Yes.
rural healthcare is an issue. We're so dependent on federal funding and state funding, and then our local constituents as well from the county. We provide some support too, especially with our ambulance support and that sort of thing. So it's a challenge. So how have you found Clay County so far? What's been your experience here since and how long have you been here now? It's been a few months.
Yes, sir. We've crossed over the first quarter, if you would believe it. January 6th is when I started.
Hmm.
And I want to respond to your question by you asked me how I'm finding it, but also, like you said, we have challenges. And I think I want to get that and highlight this. I believe our strength and success will always go back to relationships, and that's how I've found the focus of my first few months is that the strongest thing we have going for us is our opportunity to build relationships among each other. And to find the things that unite us rather than divide us. And if we allow the common things to bring us together, our vision for the people, how we want to improve quality of life. When I say improve quality of life, I know that just because there's a recommendation out there, whether it's an aspirin or, I'm just throwing out stuff here, doing your A1Cs for diabetics, that's a superficial way. But I'm more of like into just the promoting in relationship, mutual respect, and space to communicate with patients, with people that I work with. That's where my mind and heart is right now, is to build relationship and whatever that takes, and find common ground.
I've heard you talk about a holistic approach.
Yes.
How does that work? Is that sort of your mindset is to treat folks from a holistic standpoint?
Um, I will make it holistic. To me is a bigger term for some people. I will make it more ABC and basic. My job, one of the how do you say it? My approach to my job is that I am a source of information, and I give you the options, and my opinion, and then the power is with the patient. But my job is to give the information first of all, is to build a vast knowledge of information, and respect what is important to the patient, what really adds to their quality of life. And quite frankly, sometimes the best decision is not still what they want. When I say best decision, like there's an obvious good benefit or outcome, but I very much respect when, life gets in the way. There are things that are more important to them. For example, I just had a patient who has to prioritize caring for her parents in crisis right now. And what's this? I'm not going to guilt you into not taking care of yourself. Instead, I will say, we are here. We will make your appointment. And if you want to move it up sooner, I would like to see you. So, my goal is to be available, accessible, and present. So, those are just some of the things when I say holistic. Because what is the opposite of holistic? It's my way or the highway. It's you're not following what I want. Um, what's this? You just have to put up with the side effects of the medication I give you. Let's have an open conversation without. And I have to tell you, Judge, I'm also picking up some some sentiments from patients where there's some fear. Like there was a patient who was fearful of what the retaliation of the hospital would be if they signed out against medical advice.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Well,
and
that's
and
concern for anyone.
yeah, yes, and it should feel like that they know the hospital got their back, whatever they decide. It's not a retaliatory relationship. And some patients who have had experiences here that we can improve on. I'm encouraging people to help us help the community. That it's not just about this one event, but it's to improve the whole experience of the community. Because if we don't have that information, then how can we improve? And and again, and then they also said that we don't really want to express these things because they fear that they could be fired as a patient. And so again, it goes back to, I find myself talking about this all the time: relationship, relationship, relationship. So
Yeah.
yes.
Well, now that you're here, you have your office established, and if someone wanted to come to you as a new patient, what's the process? What do we need to do? Which I have done, by the way. So
Yes.
the answer,
Yes.
I want you to kind of walk us through it.
Yes. They would basically call Clay County Memorial Hospital and ask for the CCMH Family Medicine Clinics and ask for my office will be under my name, Marga Zaraga. And I believe there is an extension number 2 that they will be directed to, and they would basically request a call back so that they can schedule an appointment. Once they get that call back, they will be asked to complete paperwork which they can complete before the appointment or at the appointment if they come earlier. But some of that is necessary because of insurance. So, and also, as you know, you and I know, some people who will be listening to this don't have insurance. So, we have been encouraging people to know that the hospital has a program for those with lower income, and they should also look into that to help cover the visit. So, definitely, that might be a smart way to take care of both things, have the appointment with me, but also tackle, if they don't have insurance, already apply at the front desk. If I'm not mistaken, they can walk through the emergency room and ask for that paperwork at the front desk of the emergency room. And if not, there's another front desk at the front of the hospital. So
I know that
that is
they'll
the
have
best.
that information for anybody that needs it. So that's good news. That's good to know.
Yes.
I know that you're busy and I want to let you get back to your patients, but I got to ask you about the artwork there behind you.
Oh, yes. Oh, very sweet.
What
Yes.
is that?
I will keep my patient's identity anonymous as that is patient health
Sure.
information. But this beautiful painting of a bouquet of roses, white and blue, was gifted to me by a patient shortly after I arrived. It actually has a matching vase and a matching lamp, as well as coasters. So
Wow.
she took care of an entire set that was complementing my office. She is an author right here in town, and also a was this an artist, a painter, and it was just very sweet
No
that
doubt.
she gifted this to me, and she had her friend accompany her so that they could. It's a huge piece
Well,
of
it sure is.
artwork. Yeah.
That took some time and effort.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. It's so heartwarming, and the staff of also I've shared it with the staff to know just how much love and support is welcoming us. I'm very happy with my staff. I just have to mention them again. Roy, Caitlin, Kayleen, Corey, and our manager for both clinics in CCMH Family Medicine is Brittany. So I just wanted to acknowledge them in this interview, to thanking them for the trust and the support of my transition here.
But we're so very fortunate to have such dedicated people in our hospital, in our doctor's offices, uh, all of our doctors. I'm just so thankful that we have each of you here in Clay County because it is, as we talked about, so very important for the health and welfare of Clay County. So that's good
Thank
news. Well,
thank
Dr. Zaraga, thank you so much for taking time to visit with me and kind of get to know you a little bit. And hopefully, folks will come by and visit with you. And bringing a painting or is not
you.
necessary to be a patient. So I'm hoping that's true because I'm out of luck on that. But once again, thank you so much. Thank you for time.
Thank you, Judge.